good? Welcome to another episode of the pod. Y'all know what it is. We still don't got a name, but we'll figure that out.
But you know what it is.
Every time. This nigga always go Boosie.
Nah, who was I trying to do? I think that's a T.I. song. An old T.I. song. Man, you know what it is.
Look, I don't know. And I used to love T.I. T.I. was that guy.
Like, before he was a comedian, he was a dope rapper.
Oh, I don't even consider him a comedian. Don't do that.
No, I'm just saying he was a really good rapper.
I know. Wait, you think I know T.I. for comedy? You think that was my first introduction?
Bro, if you're a person watching Comic View today, you may go, oh.
That's hilarious.
That's a comedian.
Who do you know that's even watch Comic View today, bro?
But the program is rolled out, so you don't know who's gonna watch it.
That's
you don't know yet.
Crazy.
Whoever that audience is will know. Oh, T.I. the comedian. Then they'll go, oh, he raps.
Dang. So you think T.I. the comedian is like Ice-T for like the past generation?
Yeah.
Like the people know Ice-T as the Law and Order guy.
Who's the Law and Order police detective?
Yeah, they don't know him from hip-hop.
And then they'll find out he had a cop killer song.
Yeah.
And then he played cops for the rest of his acting
career. Yeah. Which is like God level hilarious. You know that's funny, right? Like to look at a person's career that way. It's like he had a song about cop killing. You know what? For the next 30 years, you're gonna make the most money of your career playing a cop. So T.I., all right, yes, he made money as like what's his first album? I
think it's I'm Serious. I'm Serious. Then it was.
With trap
music?
Trap music.
Was the second, yes. But I'm Serious came before that.
So he's going from trap music to I'm Serious to then like I'm Serious and then going to comedies.
Yeah.
Yo, the universe is funny, bro.
Yeah, bro.
That's crazy. I didn't even think.
Which is interesting for the people seeing them now.
Yeah.
Which I did with Eddie Murphy back in the day.
Okay.
Because I remember I knew him from the movies. And then there was a point where I used to go to like Walmart and just buy DVDs back when that was a thing. Every weekend, right? And I would buy a bunch of Eddie Murphy movies I thought were really good. And I found this stand-up. And I didn't know about it. And I went to work. I was like, did y'all know Eddie Murphy used to do stand-up?
Yeah.
And it was like, did he do stand-up? Like, they thought I was a bumbling idiot. But I was like, what are y'all, really? Y'all knew about this? I didn't know he did that. You know what I'm saying? So
you know what's crazy? I went through the same thing, but a different tier of Eddie Murphy's career. The exact same thing, though.
Mm-hmm.
I knew him as the voice of cartoons. Because when I got Eddie Murphy, it was the voice of Mulan, the voice of the donkey from Shrek. Like, that's my Eddie Murphy. And then when I started stand-up, my mom was like, yo, you gotta check out Delirious. I was like, what's Delirious? I thought it was a new comedy. I was like, what's new? And I saw the thing. I was like, it's Eddie Murphy. Because you still know his name for the movies and stuff like that. And then she put me on. And that, hands down, was one of my favorites. Like, discovering of a comedian. I was like, oh, that's why he's a legend. Like, I knew why he was a legend, but then when I watched I like Delirious more than Raw for me, but I know a lot of people like it in reverse. But for me, watching Delirious, it was like, yo, he was entertaining. He was suave. He was like that guy.
No, wait, you mean Raw. Raw is my favorite one, too.
No, I like Delirious.
Delirious is, the red one.
Yeah, okay, Delirious.
Yeah. Okay, I felt like he was cooler in Raw.
And maybe because of when I started, so I was a kid. So maybe he was like more mature in a cooler sense. But for me, Delirious, he was like silly and like he was closer to what I was.
No, I hear what you're saying. Yeah. But I think that for me, Raw reminded me of the Eddie that I saw in those early 90s movies.
Okay.
Yeah, so I was like, no, that's Eddie.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Nah, I watched that. I was like, oh my God, this dude can do everything. And I like entertainers. Because I feel like Raw is still good. Don't get it twisted. It's still a legendary special.
But the Delirious is the classic that people talk about and they reference the jokes.
And it's for me a little less, Raw felt more mature and a little less entertaining. With Delirious, it's like, bro being silly, bro doing impressions, doing disrespectful gay jokes now that you can't do no more.
Yeah. Which, man, that's also interesting too, because they asked him about that. And if I remember correctly, he was like, yeah, man, I look back. I think he said something about looking back on those things as if he can't believe he said it or something of the sort. Yeah. Which is an interesting thing that people don't give grace to is everything we're saying today, in 20 years, we can be like, yo, I can't believe I said that.
Bro. Yeah.
But in the context of today,
yeah. It's like, yo, right now it's fine. We gonna say something like that's fucked up. He wearing red.
Yeah.
That's fucked up, man.
Can you believe that?
Yeah. He's not even supporting whatever group represents red in the future. It's crazy.
Yeah, that's gonna be another thing that's gonna be interesting is every so many years, society decides who is marginalized.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, you're the bad guy at some point. Because even
I'm not even talking about the bad guy. Okay, but that is, you're right. If somebody is marginalized, somebody has to be the marginalizer.
Yeah, yeah.
Which is interesting. But also just because remember when we were growing up, it was a lot of places you went, it was like, man, black people got it hard. We got to have this program for African Americans, United Negro College Fund.
Yep. Every McDonald's
stand
commercial
up for
was
diversity.
super black.
But now it's women, people who are on the spectrum.
Mm-hmm.
You have Latino stuff. I think in the city you may have some Asian stuff in the city, but society decides a different group is the group that's marginalized. Say, oh, this is who we're gonna do things for.
Protect right now.
But if you keep going, if you jump every 10 to 15 years, maybe 20, I think it changes, which is interesting.
Yeah.
Because sometimes like, I didn't get help yet.
Yeah. or you feel like you did, but like you individually didn't get help, but you feel like the window passed.
Yeah, you like, whoa, I thought this was gonna be here.
Ain't no more black grants?
Yeah, you like, yo.
I need a black grant real quick.
Like, yo, I didn't even get a grant.
Yeah.
And then people will be like, no, you're privileged. You like, privileged?
When was I? But then that's the argument that the straight white dudes be having right now. They be like, yo, we ain't got nothing. Which technically, but nah.
But it's interesting because when they would say that, I thought they were crazy.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, man, get out of here, man. Y'all got everything. Look at this schedule. Look at that schedule.
Yeah.
Look at the TV. Look at the world.
Yeah.
And then when women say, yeah, you're a man. You think you don't, but you do. And I'm like, bitch, I'm broke.
Yeah.
Where's the privilege? And then they'll say, just because you're broke doesn't mean you don't have privilege. Well, what the fuck is privilege?
Yeah.
What is privilege?
Privilege is nuance, man. We all have privilege.
Eating dandelion roots for dinner every night?
Well,
is that privilege?
That is your choice. Quan, I'll be honest. You can't put that on black people. Don't do that.
No, I wasn't putting that on women. I wasn't putting that on black people. To say to you, you got privilege. You eating dandelion roots every night.
But that's what you did. That was so specific to you. Bro, I'm saying, I'm eating dandelion roots for dinner. I'm privileged.
You remember in the 90s sitcoms, they be talking about something, and people like, just because I have to go home alone every night and eat chicken, and blah, blah, you know what I'm talking about, when they would flip out, everybody like,
whoa, no one's making you eat dandelion roots. I thought it was just blueberries, because you always got a stance where you like, whenever I'm sick, some people don't know about Quan. He'll like shoehorn like a natural remedy, just like in the combo. I'm like, I'm sneezing, bro. You just need a handful of blueberries.
That's right, my brother.
But that's all I thought you were eating. Now I know it's blueberries and dandelion roots.
The price of blueberries is too high now.
So dandelion roots is cheaper?
Man.
That's so funny.
And Biden's America.
Dandelion roots. But because I watch a lot of social media stuff, and it's like I enjoy how much people are making 50 Cent the hero now. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Like he's been a villain.
Really?
For my whole, in terms of like how it's always perceived, like 50 Cent was narrated like the bully, the wild boy, this, that,
I think it was more like the anti-hero.
And now it's like more of a hero.
Yeah.
Because the more, I guess, right he's becoming, like, or the more the people that he was like arguing with seem wrong. Now it's like, look, I told you. You know what I mean? Like now all the stuff that happening with Diddy, everything 50 Cent said back in the day, they like, 50's on it, bro. Think about it.
You have a good point. I think the image of 50 Cent was one way, but I don't know when he was actually doing villainous stuff.
No.
The most villainous thing he did was that whole beef with Ja Rule.
And that's more fighting back based off the stories that I've heard. It's like fighting back mixed with like fighting back to win.
Yeah.
He just never lost.
Yeah, but I think outside of that, what did he really do?
Nothing.
That you
Created
can
businesses.
argue? Yeah, I don't
Created
know.
a video game.
Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah.
Like, I
50 Cent, I think that's a part of his mark, and I respect this about him and about what I perceive, right? I think he's a very intelligent person who purposely makes himself kind of the villain so you don't put him in the hero category because people love tearing down heroes. You know what I mean?
And that's intelligent because I remember when that. Yeah. You see people. Anytime somebody comes up, it's just I'm good.
Yeah, people can't wait for that person to go down.
Yeah, that's what happened with Jesus.
Yeah. So 50 chilling like, all right, bro, you want me to be Judah? Whoever you want me to be. Yeah. Fine. But he's still like, if you actually look at his practices, you like, he's a great businessman.
Yeah.
Great entrepreneur.
Ever since the vitamin water thing.
Yeah. And
I remember when he first did vitamin water, it was like, what the fuck is this dude? Then it was like, yeah, he made like 500 million off of that or something.
Yep, and and he went in that way, and it's weird because 50 subtly wins, and no one really even acknowledges how much he subtly wins.
Mm-hmm.
Like vitamin water, like I said earlier, I remember playing on the PSP, the 50 Cent Get Rich or Die Trying video game.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if you ever played it, and it was like it was based off the first album. And then like some intertwined like fights and shooting thing. It was kind of like not Mortal Kombat, like the Matrix video game. It was a shooter, but it's like he was a rapper with a video game on an actual platform. It's not like when
Soulja Boy,
Soulja Boy had his shit.
Right.
You know what I mean? Or Master P.
And we didn't know what it was.
Nah, it wasn't Rap Snacks. It was like it was legit. You know, with Sony, full production, and he just quietly made a bag off of it.
You know what? You're right. He always has just done stuff.
Yeah,
you're right. And over time, he's like, no wonder he's this big time TV producer now because he's been doing these little projects that were very creative that we didn't give him credit for how creative they were.
Yeah.
And then one thing led to the next and built up the trust for a network to say, okay, 50, whatever you say.
And then with the Power series, he's building a universe.
Mm-hmm. And no one has done that from a non-sci-fi series.
Yeah. Besides, like, I guess you could kind of say maybe a Tyler Perry-ish in terms of, like, it's its own community. Like, when I did Raising Kanan, bro, I promise you, I told you this before, the hood let me know that I did something. The hood was like, bro, I just saw you. We saw you. I ain't think nothing of it because I don't really watch the series like that. But when I did it, literally, people in my gym, bro, I saw the back of your head, pause. But like, you know what I mean?
Yo.
It was like a
New York people get the weirdest compliments, bro. But they be sincere about it.
That's what it is.
It's not an insult at all. It was like, yo, like the way he said it.
Yo, I saw the back of your head. That's my guy for the gym. That's my guy. I didn't realize that. Yo, bro, you moving. You want to be insulted.
How do you walk up somebody, yo, no disrespect?
Yo,
but I saw the back of your head.
The back of your head, and I was like, that's my guy. Pause. I know that head anyway.
He's probably on the couch talking to his girl. Yo, that's your man. That's your man.
That's my guy. I know him, bro. I be seeing him. But like seeing that and the way 50 has like created an environment to where like it has its own celebrities. I don't know what else is on Starz, but I know that's the only show I know people go to Starz for.
Yeah, I think Starz is an interesting network because there are movies there, there are series there, but there are a lot of people who go there specifically for what 50 Cent produces there, which is it could be an interesting opportunity for content centered or catered specifically to that audience. It could be. I don't know that that's the goal of the company because so many people go there and it's like, well, if you had, I don't know, the new, like The Color Purple film. I think that was a Netflix, but I'm just saying, if that was like there after you were already there for that, you might go, oh, this network got all the stuff. But they could go that direction. I don't think that's the direction they're trying to go in. But it's an interesting thing because people go to that platform specifically
for
those shows. So it
has its own audience, its own universe. And I watched a couple of the episodes after getting into it just to see like, all right, and I was captivated. A good chunk, like at least the first. I watched the first Power series. And I was like, oh, I see why people love this.
Yeah,
It's
but
good.
also Raising Kanan, I think is really, really dope. I don't know. It's just, I don't know. I just really like that show, and especially like one of the leads on that show.
Ooh.
Rock,
which is
the mother. Raising,
okay.
Patina Miller.
Okay. Very pretty.
Yes, and talented as fuck.
Yes.
And I don't think the audience quite yet knows who she is and how dope she is.
Okay. Is she like, because and we both act, but I feel like, follow more actors' careers?
She's like a Broadway actress.
Gotcha.
Like, she does real, like, it's interesting because you'll see on TV, you know what I'm saying, what's up?
Yeah.
But then you see her do interviews, she's like, oh, yes, and I was singing on Broadway today. You're like, you British nun from New Jersey. But you know how actors speak? Like, when they're really trained, they speak a certain way. And it's different from, like, the characters that she does, which is really amazing to see. And she was in the movie with Katniss Everdeen, Hunger Games.
Oh, God.
So she's been in.
Play?
I can't remember exactly. It's not like a large role, but it's one of them roles.
But she's been in big films.
Yeah, but when you watch her act, she's such a. To me, I'm like, this is a star that we haven't seen do the. Well, I guess she's done it on Broadway.
Yeah.
But we haven't seen on film the range of what she can actually do, which. And it was in the end of last season. For me, bro, I was going crazy.
I didn't see this, so put me on.
Bro, it was this part where she was talking to, I think it's Lou.
Okay,
right?
Yeah.
And Lou was trying to do the business deals or whatever it was, but she was like, she said something. Nigga, I own you. But it was like this long, dramatic monologue, and I had never seen a monologue like that on that type of program.
Yeah.
You normally see these type of monologues in either older films or Shakespeare or period pieces. And to see that on that platform and to see her do it, I was like...
And she was captivating the whole time, bro.
Yeah, bro. I was like, I want to see more scenes. For me, in my background, I want to see more scenes like that because that's almost something where you can like... I feel like that's one of those monologues where you got different actors. You know how different actors do Shakespeare and stuff? I think
you can take that chunk.
Yeah, bro. Like, bro. To me, at least, I don't know if anybody else saw it that way. I thought it was like one of those ones where you like, yo. So. Which
is dope. And because there's a difference, because when I watch the Power stuff and I watch like maybe like another, like a BET film that you can see, because I auditioned for something that Ro watched. And she was like, oh, you auditioned for this, because she remembered the lines. And it was like for BET, and you were watching like, oh, this isn't as good. And it's no disrespect.
It was for a different network. Let's clear that up.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Not main networks.
Yeah.
We'll cut it out of editing.
Yeah, sure. Either way.
It was for another network.
Another network that was trying to do a similar product. And you was like, oh, okay, not only... And it was and this is something I'm learning from going to acting class, is like, oh, you can tell a great actor or a good actor in a bad film. Like a film that's just not done very well, but they're like, oh, no, you're good. Because one of these series was like, there was some traditional actor, you like, oh, I've seen you in a bunch of stuff. I saw you in Batman, I saw you this. I'm like, oh, no, these are good actors. But for whatever reason, the way it's cut and edited isn't necessarily doing justice to how good they're actually doing.
Yes, you know, you make a good point of something that, or bringing up the thought of, or the title, good actor, which makes me think about what is a good artist in general, and why is that person good? Because I think sometimes what I start to begin to love about, because I'm in New York City, I can't speak to what people are doing in other places, but I know the discipline that people are putting into it here. The people who are going to acting schools, the people who are, you know, you're taking your voice coaches, you're doing scene study, but you're constantly working on your craft. So there's a practice that's happening. So by the time you get to work on something, you work that skill so much that you're extremely effective in it. You know what I'm saying? And so when you see a production that has disciplined actors versus those who are talented
Yeah.
but are not disciplined. You see
You
the
can tell.
difference. It's like, you leaning on that little charisma a little
Yeah,
too much.
yeah, and that's the truth though, because that's what they talk about in the school all the time. The importance of like doing the work, the discipline. Is another word that they use. Oh, is it practical? Can you practice it? You know what I mean? Because going away from, my teacher talks about it all the time. He's like, I don't care about, you know how people always say, oh, this person is like talented or charismatic or whatever. It's like, I don't believe in none of that shit. In the sense of like,
me neither.
You
I'm
can
glad to hear somebody else say that.
Yeah, he was like, do the work.
Mm-hmm.
You can get everything you want from doing the work, because you can, whatever people perceive that, he said, whenever a person, I'm paraphrasing, but essentially it's like people who say, oh, that person's just talented, just don't know. They're coming from like a watcher's point of view. It's like when somebody comes as a comedian and they come to us and be like, oh, you're just so naturally funny. You literally get on stage over a period of a decade, constantly writing jokes, blah, blah, blah. But they'll, as a consumer, will just look at you doing it and be like, oh, yeah, you're just so fun naturally, right?
People say that. What's interesting is everybody that does something at a high level, they tell the story of how I practice. Like, listen to Kobe Bryant. He was like, I practice 6 times a day. He was like, wait, what?
I'm in the gym all the time.
Everybody else was on vacation, but I was at practice. So it's like, by the time I'm at year 10, nobody can keep up with the amount of work I put in. I was like, whoa! Yeah. They talk about Floyd Mayweather will go to the club and then jog home.
I think if he lost or something too, it was nuance to his losing and winning as well.
He never lost.
It was...
If he didn't do as well as he wanted.
Yeah, it was something like that. It was like he was in the club, and if he didn't do as well, there's something to like his winning and losing that he was like, all right, I'm gonna walk. No matter what. He's like, I'm walking home, jogging home.
Yeah, which is, bro, again, when you look at people who do things at a high level, Mike Tyson, right?
Yeah.
He was known back in the day as like this knockout specialist. He's just raw. But when you watch like the documentaries and the footage that's about him that's out there, he practiced knocking people out.
Yeah.
It was an art of knocking people out.
That's my teacher. That was the word I was trying to look for earlier. My teacher and people at this school, I'll shout them out because I feel like they've helped me so much. William Esper Studios, they talk about technique. Mm-hmm. It's the first time I ever even heard people from the acting world, or really from entertainment at all, use that word. Mm-hmm. Like, no, there's a technical thing that you can do. It's like, we know as a comedian, the rule of 3. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? Like, like, oh, okay, more times than not, the joke will go better. Like, if you have 3 points to make throughout.
Bop, bop, bop.
Yeah, it's just the rule. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? That's the same thing with acting, where it's like, okay, being present, be in the moment, like those aren't just loose ass words. They literally mean something. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? So it's like people who aren't trying to, I don't even just want to say aren't trying to be great, because I don't want to diminish anybody's like efforts, but it's like people don't take the time to, like you said, practice and get the discipline. Right. So they don't learn the technical skills and words that you need to use to communicate, oh, I do this for real.
Right. I do this on the daily. I do this on a regular basis.
Yeah.
Again, everybody who's like, when you listen, I love watching like athlete documentaries.
Same. That's dope.
Like Deion Sanders.
Okay.
Greatest cornerback of all time.
Yeah.
He always talks about watching film. Meaning that he's studying how to be as good as he is, because he watches so much film, he has predictive behavior on the field.
Yeah.
So it's not magic.
No. He literally
he just has something
studied it.
But once you combine that with, he had some physical talents that other people didn't have.
Yeah.
But he was also practicing on that talent as well.
Yeah. I was talking to another comedian, but we were all referencing Kobe saying, if Shaq practiced the way I practice, he would be the greatest basketball player ever. Mm-hmm. But he didn't. He was like, he was good, and he had that, what people would consider the natural ability, in terms of like, he's a giant human being. Mm-hmm. But if he practiced with that like drive that we all know Kobe Bryant for practicing with, there'd be no way to stop a Shaq.
Right, which is interesting to...
And it's no slight to Shaq either.
It's no slight. He's great. He's one of the greatest of all time.
Hands down.
But it's interesting how different people have different approaches, right? Mm-hmm. How you go like, well, Shaq did great for what he did. Yeah. And then you look at what Kobe did, and then you go like, oh, well, if this person added that to his game.
Yeah.
Could you even imagine?
Yeah, imagine a 7-foot Kobe Bryant.
And when you watch some of the old tapes of Shaq, you like, he really could have been that.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I think it's this new dude, Joel Embiid.
Okay, I don't know.
Who is, I think it's Joel Embiid. And I might be saying that, I'm probably saying that the wrong person, but there's some new guy who Shaq was saying, yo, this dude is way better than I ever was.
Which is fire.
But it's also like, if you see that guy, you want to go, well, how often does he watch film? How often does he practice?
To see if you're going to take what that legend just acknowledged and run with it.
You know what's interesting about that? Because I was telling my therapist, actually. Yes,
okay, come on.
Black men go to therapy.
Black therapy.
And
Black men don't cheat, and we go to therapy. What else can we
change?
Gang. But apparently we're all still in gangs?
Hey, all gangs aren't negative nowadays.
There you go. Right on, brother.
Nowadays. Like, in the early 2000s, you couldn't just say that for something positive, bro.
Yeah.
You had to shoot somebody.
Hey, the Crips and Blood started with good intentions, so I get that to him too.
No, Killer Mike had tried to make a business with him. Remember the Cripa-Cola?
I do not.
Yeah. It was, I don't know if it actually came
out.
Was
it cola? Like a soda?
It was a drink. Yeah. I don't know if it actually... I remember he was on the Breakfast Club talking about
Cripa-Cola.
Yeah. He was trying to like...
Would you have bought Cripa-Cola?
I'd be afraid to, because I don't want people to get mad that sell blood or cola. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, hey man, I don't have.
Do you think that's what happened? You think he was debating between Bloods and Crips? It was like Cripa-Cola kind of got a better ring to it.
Or maybe they pressured him and said, "Hey homie,
hey cuz,
I sell my merch."
Cripa-Cola, it's the best thing ever.
Yo, ain't that funny when thugs got merch?
Yeah. So why y'all niggas got t-shirts?
Yo, but really, you can go to my link tree and you can find what else we offer.
Because everybody's just trying to make a living.
You know what I'm saying? And they'll say that because, we all out here trying to get money, man. You know what I'm saying? I mean, we'll kill a nigga, don't get me wrong.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But this shit about business, bro.
I'm trying to pay my rent, cuz.
You be like, because, bro, you know when thugs talk to you about business?
Yeah.
They will make sense,
but
you'll also be scared while they're talking to you.
Yeah.
You're like,
hey, we need to work together. You feel me? You need to work together.
Yes, sir. Like,
you do comedy, right? Yo, we got a spot. That spot. The way they say spot for a real hood person or a drug dealer or something, you be like, what is in this spot?
Right.
And then you get there, it'd be like chairs, it'd be a lounge.
It'd be nice.
Yeah, it'd be super nice.
When they talk about it, you be like, okay.
Hey, my homie run this spot, this shit fire. You feel me?
He like, yeah, because you live on Jones Street.
You be like, are you tracking me?
Right? And you be like, why do you know that?
Yeah.
I'm just making sure you're going to be where you need to be.
Yeah, what does that mean? I'm going to be on time. Is that... Because they say the exact same thing. Be where you need to be sound intense. But if you change that to, will you be on time?
Right, bro. But thugs just be scary, bro. Like,
are you going to be where you need to be when you need to be there?
Okay. Bro, even when it's interesting because I feel like, obviously there's the criminal element, but sometimes hood dudes and thug dudes can be the most supportive people.
Yes.
But the support, once again, just sounds scary.
Yeah.
Yo, I'm gonna be at your shit this weekend. Like,
I'm bring my old lady and everything.
He's like, all right.
You gonna bring your old lady?
Okay.
Yeah.
But they will really show up,
bro.
Spend bread,
most supportive,
buy you in whatever they will show love, bro, which is a very interesting thing. You'll be afraid of the love, but
the love is real.
The love will be there.
Yo, little homie, funny as hell, dog. Yo, I remember a dude. I was at New York Comedy Club years ago. And I did well. It's like an early spot. He was like, yo, you funny as hell, dog. Nah, for real, man. Matter of fact, Swan's pilot fucking just scraped off some 20s real quick. Gave me like $60 or something. Just because he enjoyed my set for no other reason. I'm like, that's fine.
That's interesting because I feel like the people who we write out of society are the most supportive of at least comedy. I don't know about other stuff.
Yeah.
Because that character will do that. And also sometimes when I used to work LOL at Times Square, it'd be the dude in the crowd, this dude is racist. He's like, man, goddamn, man, I loved you, man. Hey, I'm gonna tip you. Hey, you got some cash? All right, we put it together, man. I'm just gonna give you a little bit of money, man. We really like you come to Louisiana sometime, right? Oh man, man, we really like this guy, man. You did a good thing, man. You going far, man. Man, let me get a picture. Can we get a picture, too?
Yeah.
And these are the people be like, yo, I thought you said nigga on the weekends.
No.
But like,
yo,
these will be the people who will be very supportive, which is interesting.
Don't let the media convince you, like especially when you go to these states. Now, of course, there are pockets of like racism and shit like that, but it's the same thing like here. Like we both have, and I don't know the depths of it, but we both have an aunt and or uncle that has some sort of like subtle racism or homophobia, like a little bit. You know what I mean? It is what it is. But when you go to these places, bro,
I got an uncle that still says, "Man, these crackers don't want us to have that." and it's also weird to hear. I'm like, you still say that? I'm like,
yeah. But see, it's like, you know, you could look at that and be like, yo, you bugging. But, you know, and I've gone to a lot of these states around the country, and it's like you talk to these individual people, they just people.
Mm-hmm.
They just families. The bro got a kid.
And that's interesting because you'll see even black people, man, these goddamn crackers. Then on the weekend, you'll see them going out drinking with some white dudes.
Yeah.
Like, yo, I thought you, wait a minute, no, this is my boy right here.
Yeah, nah.
Like, oh, okay.
It's Dennis. Dennis cool as hell, bro.
How, it's interesting how things that separate us, it's there.
Yeah.
But I feel like people are humans more than they are whatever that group. Other thing is.
Yeah.
Whatever that thing is that make you say, I hate them because of this. But then when it come down to you, especially when people are coworkers, you're like, hey man, what you doing this weekend? Oh, I like that too. I like that too. Then people just...
Because you could bond, because to hate, you have to be, and I forgot, someone also spoke on this, some leader or something, but either way, hate, you got to be separated. To like actually be hateful towards the person, you can't be around the person that you actually hate, because eventually that empathy will just kick in. You know what I mean? It's like saying you hate black people, and then like a black baby coming to you and crying. It's a baby, bro. Right. Like no matter how you feel, you know how dark of a soul you got to admit to being to hate a baby.
Which is interesting, because that was Thomas Jefferson.
Yeah.
Can't stand you. No, you can't have no freedom. Hey, Sally, you still up?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
And wasn't he the one that they said supposedly had a bunch of black kids?
Yeah, with Sally Hemings.
Yeah. And it's like, hey, that's still my seed.
Yeah, bro. Yeah. Which is such an interesting thing when you look at slavery in particular.
Yeah.
Bro, slave masters were always not, because I feel like sometimes it's told that, oh, they had sex with slaves or enslaved people as if it was like
punishment.
Not punishment, but like just using their body and get out of here.
Yeah.
They were having relationships.
Yeah.
Oftentimes. When you go back and read some of these narratives, they were having relationships, they were having crushes. Yeah. Reading like Frederick Douglass, there was this guy, I don't remember both of their names, but there was this enslaved woman and enslaved man who Frederick was saying they were very attractive, so it made sense. They would like each other. Mm-hmm. But the overseer got mad, like, what you doing around him? Because he had the hots for her. But unfortunately, he had the power to be like, do all this other stuff to her.
Yeah.
But he wanted her for himself.
Yeah.
He liked her.
Yeah. Subtract the word slavery that kind of makes it this power dynamic and yada yada. It's a dude
it's
looking at a girl.
Yeah, I was about to go somewhere else. I was about to say, it's basically like Harvey Weinstein with whips and chains.
Okay. Whoa! But like, yeah, so it's like, for sure, an element of, because at the end of the day, people are people.
All right, that negates the Harvey Weinstein. Because I'm saying that when these people like you, but they also had power over you.
Yeah.
So it created the ugly dynamics of
whatever
what transpired during that
the
time.
Trauma element of
right, what transpired during that. But again, that was the power element.
Yeah.
When you read these narratives, it doesn't sound like it's a person that just wants someone from their body. Like these enslavers were having crushes on the enslaved.
Because they was bad.
Which is...
It makes sense.
But I thought y'all hated us and thought we were sub to you.
No. But it's the same way, and I think Cat Williams talk about this, and people talk about it, all the people who gave the speeches is like, they say they hate you, right? But then they imitate you. Mm-hmm. So it contradicts itself. Mm-hmm. It's like, oh, word, you, like, if you took out the race thing and made it anybody, if you told me you hated whoever, and then started dressing like them, and then listening to everything they was doing, I was like, you sure you hate them, bro? Mm-hmm. Nah, yeah, I hate them, can't stand them.
But this one...
Yeah, you know what I mean?
Hate is, and it's an illusion. Well, you know, I tried to do this bit one time. I never finished it, though. It was about, like, when you look at the things that happen in America, no no, black people can't read. You can't allow black people to read.
Mm-hmm.
Can't allow black people to vote. You can't allow them to have certain jobs. You go like racism wasn't about hate. The white power structure was trying to avoid competition.
Yeah, makes sense.
So that's why you go like, it's not, nobody's out here just hating people. You know how much energy it takes to hate somebody all day, every day?
And to hate people that you have isolated out of your life. So you gotta hate them in your mind.
Right.
They not even physically around you, bro. They in your mind. You in a community where ain't no blacks around, and then out of nowhere, you get together. Like, think about what the KKK is to a degree. You get together with your 12 closest friends to join in hate of a thing that is not around you. We hate black people. They not even in this town. And then you and your closest friends go driving to find some.
Bro, for somebody to be on your mind that much.
Yeah.
That's why I
It's
believe
love.
Well, I don't know if it's love.
It's not.
When you
it's
say
like,
KKK and
I
love,
know,
about
but
it. But it's not, it can't be hate.
no.
It has to be something. That's why I think it's the thing of people really being upset at competition.
Mhm.
It's happening right now
Mhm.
with like immigration.
Mhm.
They're stealing all our jobs. Well, you better work harder.
Yeah. All they doing is working hard.
Because think about it. You can't steal a job.
Yeah.
You can't walk into Popeyes. Hey, give up the fry cooker. Give it up. Give it up.
They're not even trying to steal the recipes.
Yeah. Now, give me the uniform. Now, I'm
Yeah.
working for the rest of the day.
Yeah.
Like, you can't do that. The
How
hiring
you
manager.
How you steal a shift? Like,
But yeah, you can't, bro. You can't.
Give me 9 to 5.
Yeah.
Exclusively. No more, no less. I want 9 to 5.
Here go my ID and my W-9. Like, you can't steal a job. So what's happening is the employer is seeing more value in that person. than
Yeah,
you,
hire cheaper.
which is interesting. No one ever gets mad at the employer.
Yeah.
Bro, we always be mad at the wrong people in this country, bro. It's interesting, bro. Like, instead of the way people get mad at entertainers but never get mad at politicians.
Yeah. Yeah.
We always mad at the wrong person, bro.
Because I think you get mad at who you have access to. You know what I mean? Like, for the average consumer. And even for myself, it's like, all right, like, bam, for example, making the household. You have brothers and sisters
Mhm.
that you grew up with, like, in the
Mhm.
house? So, bam, it's like, you really mad at your mom or your dad, but you fight your brothers and sisters because they the closest to you. You can't fight your mom.
Yeah.
You don't stand a chance.
Yeah, especially a black single mother. I
Nah.
don't think people know how strong black single mothers are.
Nigga, black
I'm
parents.
My mama would be driving her car, and I'd be like, and she just reached back and just slapped me. You'd be like,
The coordination.
and then when you come to, you'd be like, I'm gonna be good.
Yeah. I'm a heel. Bro.
I never had a dad, so
Yeah.
I don't even know if dad's
Dad's
good at
strength is
disciplining or
crazy,
not.
bro.
I don't even know.
So I was raised by my dad, but mom, I have both parents in my life, but raised by my dad, right? Even to this day.
Now I think dads is weak bitches, man. I don't know.
Yo, you don't know.
Compared to women
Nope.
disciplinarians?
Nope.
Nah,
Because
bro.
you know what it is? Here's the difference. Dads have to suppress the strength because they can't hit you the same way. You know what I mean? You literally can't just, like, as a dude hitting a kid, even if it's your kid, you look like you in the wrong. So dad got to suppress it. But I know my dad's strong. My dad's, he turned 65 this year. He came here like last year or whatever. I forgot what happened. He did something. I did something when he was mad at me. And he, like, gave me a little bit of his strength. And I thought, I'm like, I'm working out. My dad's 65. Hands gonna be weak. I'm good. This nigga hit me. I was like, yo, that hurt. Like, it truly hurt. And he grabbed my hand and I couldn't get out. Like, he had a strength that I was like, yo, I don't even know. Because it's not lifting weights. And it's not like I'm a frail dude. It's like, oh no, this is like dad strength.
This was like, I've been fighting for my family for
Yo.
generations. You don't understand what I've been. You better have some respect.
Yo, that's
Do what I done for you. You understand? I brought you into this world.
Yo, that's in the soul though. It's in the soul. You can't fake that I brought you into this world strength. I don't know what it is. You can't fake that, bro. He's 65. My dad should not be strong. Nothing about him is like he don't lift shit during the day. Why is he still strong, bro?
Bro, it's just life.
Yo, life make you strong.
Been here a long time.
Yeah, yo, for real. You always make black dads Morgan Freeman, which just brings me joy.
Bro, but you know what's funny about that? You grew up with a black dad in the house. I have movie references.
That's hilarious.
This whole time, I've been doing the voice for Men of Honor.
But to be honest, it's pretty much like my dad doesn't necessarily have like a stern voice. Like he was a yeller at times when he was young, but it's still the black dad energy is the same. But dad energy is this, because I've even seen it with white dads too, with that like, don't disrespect me, I brought you into this world. It's a little different, but it's the same.
Hey! No.
Yeah. Hey! Enough!
Don't you speak to your mother that way.
Yeah.
I think I've only seen, again, in movies.
Yeah.
That's my reference.
Hey, stop. Hey. And that, I'm learning, so I have uncle energy for sure. I've adapted uncle energy where I know if a bunch of nieces and nephews around the house, because I've done it. They be getting a little too loud, and Ro be around the house, she be getting mad, like they moving too fast. Hey! Your auntie said stop running. Stops. But that literally took time. Like I developed that. I ain't had it when I was younger, and I was still an uncle, but I didn't have the tone to be like, yo, sit.
That's interesting that your demand of action was in backup.
Yes.
Of something that the woman has said.
Absolutely.
I feel like I've heard that more often. Like, now your mother said this,
yes.
You're going to do this. But it doesn't seem like the man is oftentimes the initiator of the rule, and the initial ruling isn't coming from.
Because if it does, in my experience, it's like, one, I don't care that much. Like, this is the honest to God truth. If they hurt themselves, all I'm going to do is be like, yo, you shouldn't be running. What do you want? Wait for me.
Like you gonna learn one way or another.
Yeah, you go. You're gonna run. You're gonna break your leg, and that's gonna be on you. I have nothing to do with that. So I'm like, I'm not gonna always argue, especially if she said it or I said it once. I got like twice in me before I'm like, all right, I'm either gonna make sure you stop and the games are done, or you stay out of my sight and you fucking stop off, no problem. But the woman leading it is like, now it also brings a level of like empathy where it's like, because I know if I just yell early, if there's kids around or anything, it just seems like I'm being mean.
Oh, so it's like good cop, bad cop.
A little bit. Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? You can't be the bad cop all the time. That's not going to be effective.
No.
Over time.
Yeah.
If you got one person come in more tender and then another person, hey, yo!
Yo, like, for real. Because you need backup sometimes. That's why, and I empathize with like single parents. They got to decide moment to moment which cop they going to be. Because you need a good cop and a bad cop. But it's like, if you're a single mom, and maybe you had the experience a little bit, it's like single mom can't just be mean to you all the time. Even if she want to discipline you, she can't always be mean. At some point, and correct me if I'm wrong, the way you blinked out, I was like, oh, is that not the case?
No, but you know what? I think I got I'm not going to say bad cop. I think I got all the stern cop.
Okay.
Compared to my siblings.
So who was the good? So if she was stern, somebody had to be free. Who was like your aunt?
I mean, no, this is my brother and sister got less than disciplined than I did.
Are you the oldest?
Yeah, I'm the oldest.
Got you.
You know what I'm saying?
Of course. I'm the baby.
And I'm talking about, like, sometimes people wonder, like, why are you so respectful? I'm like, because my mother used to slap me. And then sometimes my siblings, I'm not going to say that they're not respectful, but they don't take respect as seriously as I do.
Yeah.
Because, again, I would get hit for it.
Yeah.
Bro, I got hit for saying... That's not even a bad word, bro. That's not even a bad word.
I ain't even cursed, Mom. Yeah, I get that.
So in terms, I wouldn't say bad cop, but it was more stern cop. Like, man, you can't use the Lord's name in vain. Like,
It's definitely about it. We talk about that all the time.
Yeah, because my mom hit me. Like, I didn't have to wait to get struck by lightning. Like, because my mom...
Mom was like, God, take it too long.
This is the Lord.
Yeah. And I also test that to you being the oldest, because I'm the baby and my brothers are older than me by 10 and 13 years. So it's like, by the time it got to me, both my parents were tired. So they was like, all right, look, we done yelled at the other ones and they still kind of wilding. All right, let's try. Let's try hearing them out. Yeah.
Like, do you like Pokemon?
Yeah. All right, look, if we get you the Pokemon you want, will you chill?
Or did they use Pokemon lessons if you want to be a good Pokemon trainer,
Mm,
you got to listen to your parents.
no, they would use Pokemon. So you know what? To be honest, my parents both, and I commend them both for this. They would at least seem interested in the stuff that I was interested in.
Mm.
So like Pokemon, my mom used to watch. My mom's a video game player. Like she loves video games. So she had like ROMs on her laptop. Like she had PlayStation games on her laptop that were hacked. Mm-hmm. So she was into all of that.
Hey yo, you out here snitching?
No, it's not snitching. She fine. She was a genius. My mom's smart. So my mom did that. My mom would watch Pokemon with me. She would watch Yu-Gi-Oh with me.
Demos, not hacks.
Nah, they were hacks. It was full on. I'm giving my mom credit. She was a gangster, yo. Straight up. What?
Alex Sharpton.
What? Oh, he think I'm like I'm tattling on the game. Yo, you think the government coming for my mom for having the Lion King video game on a laptop?
Yes, bro.
They not.
That's how they got the Gilgo Beach serial killer.
What?
Because people was talking about him on the podcast, and then they reopened the investigation, bro.
Oh no, that'd be crazy if my mom got an investigation. The Lion King thief of '98. We found her. That's funny. But yeah, both my parents, you know, with cartoons or whatever I was in, they would bring it up in conversation. We would just talk more. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? She used to tease, and we would tease stuff together. Like my mom, there was a guy in Yu-Gi-Oh! Called Pegasus that was really flamboyant. I just remember my mom be like, "What that gay dude you always listening to?"
He's like, "No, he's not. He just has personality, Mom."
No, I wouldn't even argue it because it was like she was just being honest, open, and funny about it. Because he used to say this thing. He'd be like, "Yu-Gi-Oh!" The main character name was Yugi. He always be like, "I see you, Yugi boy." My mom would come in the room. Look at him, Yugi boy.
Bro, this probably sounds bad, but I didn't know. Growing up, I didn't know that sometimes gay characters were gay.
Yeah.
I thought it was a personality. I didn't register it.
You didn't realize what they might have been representing too.
No, because I just remember, I've seen that person before. Yeah. Like in Beverly Hills Cop, old Eddie Murphy movie, there's a character named Serge. I thought Serge was a good character. Yeah. And Serge, I think, was like, how do you want the espresso? He had like a European accent or whatever. Yeah. And I was like, Serge is funny. Yeah. And I think in Rush Hour.
Oh, yeah. What's his name?
Was like complimenting the suits.
Buttercream.
Yeah.
Wasn't he a comic? He's in Deadpool too. He's a comic. I forgot his name.
Yeah, I don't remember his name. Yes. But yeah, the scene with the fitting or whatever.
He said, "I'm gonna put a dead animal on you."
Yeah, and he's like growling at people.
Yeah.
I just thought it was funny.
He said, "Hey, sweetness."
Yeah. Yeah, I'm just thinking it was funny. I didn't register it as like
as a gay character,
a sexuality or anything. I'm like, this is just funny, but yeah,
which is true though, because that's the thing though. It is just funny. He just so happens to be gay.
Yeah, but I didn't know that was part of it too, because I don't think that guy's gay in real life.
No.
Yeah,
there's a lot of actors who's played like really dynamic like gay roles and stuff that weren't gay at all. Same with men and women. They're just like, I was just doing a role. I commend the actors that can do that and do it. Because somebody asked me this, it was like, could you play a gay role? I was like, I don't think I would do it justice, to be honest. Because I'd be too self-conscious about like what my family would think and blah, blah, blah. You know, the whole stigma of black men in a dress, that kind of thing. So I just avoid it.
You're like, if I'm gonna play gay, I'm wearing jeans.
Yeah. Nothing but jeans. I'm wearing a pantsuit. I'm gonna look like Ellen.
Like, we gonna be Empire gay.
Yeah.
They had on jeans on Empire. Like,
and all white. You'd be like, is this gay? Is this a gay man or R&B singer? I need to know. But it's the truth, bro. I'd be so self-conscious about it, so I know I wouldn't do it justice as an actor. You know what I mean? But there are some actors who live in a more free space, and I respect that because it's a great role. And like you just said, it's a character choice. It's not like nothing wrong with it. It's just a choice.
A guy I went to college with, he plays a gay character on P-Valley.
Oh, dope. Yeah. He's not gay at all?
No.
Wow.
No, but that dude is like a real actor, though.
Yeah.
And that's why sometimes, I guess, for us as comedians, like, we act, but we don't act how, like, actors
He's
act.
like a full-fledged, like, the way we do stand-up, too.
Yeah.
Like he had acting, but, like, in my experience, I had comedy before acting. I don't know if that's your experience.
Well, okay, but first name, what's his name? J. Alphonse Barnes. The character is P. Murder.
Shut him up.
Yeah. I know him as Alphonse, but I think his professional name is J. Alphonse Nicholson. I'm sorry.
Okay.
And yeah, I believe the character's name is P. Murder, if I remember, or Lil Murder, if I remember correctly. But I remember in college, because I was trying to figure it out, and I remember taking acting classes with him, and I'd be like, "Yeah, man, we gonna do this." He'd be like, and then I open the door and I close it. He'd be like, "Oh," like he was for real, and I was always, I was kind of like just figuring stuff out. He was always real committed. I remember like auditioning for a play, I think it was Antigone, and I didn't get it, and he got it. And of course, you kind of feel like, man, I'm good. Why they didn't give it to me? I ended up going to the play with like a girlfriend of mine at the time. The stuff he was doing, I was like, I would have never.
The decisions he made then.
Yeah, I would have never. It would not have been nowhere near that.
He had a better technique than you at the time.
Yeah, I'm like, bro, I was just. I don't know what I was. I wasn't that.
Yeah.
And then I remember like post college, I'm like working in the club or doing stand up sometimes, and I remember he would do like community theater.
Yeah.
In North Carolina.
Yeah.
Who's really out here doing community theater in North Carolina except somebody that really
does this?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, and that's interesting for you to say, oh, wow, he's not gay in real life. That's an actor. Bro,
yes.
That commits to whatever the role is.
Yeah.
I mean, that's all I can say, bro.
Yeah.
And to be a person who saw someone like that in person, I don't feel like people have even seen what that dude can do yet.
That's dope.
I don't think y'all even seen it. Like
dope.
what we saw on campus, I'm like, y'all don't even know yet. So big shout out to Alphonse, man.
Yeah.
Like, it's coming. I know it's gonna come where y'all gonna see something.
Yeah.
Because you're seeing that start to happen with people who we've seen do like smaller roles, get bigger, like Coleman Domingo.
Mm-hmm.
You know who that is, right?
Who is it?
He played Bayard Rustin in the new movie about the guy who, I don't know his whole story, but apparently he had a lot to do with organizing the March on Washington.
Okay.
I don't think it was organized by Martin Luther King at all.
Yeah.
I believe it was organized by him and some other folks, and then it was like, yo, we need King for this.
Yeah.
I think it was that type of deal.
Uh-huh.
But yeah, so they did the movie about his life, and he was nominated. But we've been seeing Coleman Domingo pop up in Euphoria, Fear of the Walking Dead. He was in the Nat Turner movie.
So you're watching these, like, I don't even want to say small roles. They might not always be a leading role.
You might not be the lead.
But it's like dynamic role.
Yeah, but when you watch him, you're like, yo, this guy is good every time he's on screen.
Yeah.
Then eventually it gets to the, okay, here's your Academy Award role.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Or nomination or that type of role. So I think we're going to see that for
I think I'm thinking of the guy in my head. I see it now.
Yeah, we're going to see that for, I think I can see him being one of those guys where you've always seen him and known he was dope. And then one day it's just going to be this piece of work where you go like, oh!
He been the whole time.
He been the whole time.
What do they call it? Your catalog. Because that's ultimately what, everybody always talks about. And let's take a break for a second before we get back into it, just to make sure all the cameras and audio is all going good and that kind of thing. But when we come back, let's talk about the importance of like building the catalog and that kind of thing. All right? All right. Taking a quick break. We love y'all for listening. Thank you. I just want to make sure the camera's running good. It should be. Yep. Camera's still good.
52 minutes?
Yep.
That's not terrible.
Yeah, 53. Yeah, because I was looking here. All right, we only got to stop it. I just wanted to make sure that was still
everything was still fine.
Yeah. This is the first one where it's like, you know what I mean? Because it was, especially some of that earlier stuff was good, bro. So I was like, yo, please, God. Because remember, last time we did it, and it just cut off.
It just cut off. We were just talking.
And we was having a ball.
We were just hanging out. Like, bro, like, this ain't been recorded. Yeah. So we having a conversation with mics in our face. Like,
just like, yo, no one, just God watching. Just like, yo, that's a great episode. But yo, the importance of like, yo, a catalog, dog, you know what I mean? I'm seeing that with everything, with pursuing acting with more intention now, with whether it be social media. We know that, or I can experience this, and I think you can as well, of like, it as a stand-up, the catalog of, it might not always be, a television, but it's like the catalog of doing multiple shows and building that, people saying, so like, have you experienced this? Someone saying, yo, I saw you years ago. And it's crazy. You be like, what? You're like, yeah, I saw you years. You was dope then. And you dope now. You like, you thought that was dope then?
Yeah, they'll name some show. I feel like they'll name a show you, but I remember that show and I thought I did bad.
Yeah.
Not that good or whatever.
Yeah.
Sometimes they get specific with it. So yeah, absolutely.
And that's your catalog too. Just to like, you develop a catalog regardless of just time.
Mm-hmm.
But then it's like, oh, it's so important to do that, and no matter what you're pursuing, because that's the real work of it. It's just getting that.
Even that, because if you do it over time, there is going to be a catalog.
Yeah.
But I think, especially starting off, you believe that you're special.
Mm-hmm.
And you're no one's saying anything like me.
Mm-hmm.
And so you think you're going to get there, you're just going to go to the top.
Mm-hmm.
And it usually doesn't work that way.
No.
It usually works in a matter of like, hey, you get this one accomplishment. And over the years, it all starts to add up until a bunch of people have seen your stuff in different places. And sometimes you get one big piece of work that now everybody sees you at once. And it's like, hey, this guy has arrived in terms of notoriety.
But it's a combination of everything you did prior to
it. Right.
Yeah.
They all lead up to that. But at the end of the day, the work, because the catalog is going to come if you keep doing it.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? That's just a natural part of you've been trying something over and over and over, or doing it consistently. Yep. Some level of catalog is going to be
good or bad. You're gonna build something.
I mean, I think it'll be good if your intentions are pure.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I think, because myself, bro, I remember there was times before I went to therapy where, as much as I loved the craft, there was another part of me that was looking for validation.
Okay.
That was like, I just want to make it so I can show everybody back home I didn't move for nothing.
Yo, I didn't move for nothing is hilarious to say. I didn't move for nothing. He was like, yeah, for something to pursue something. Nah, but it's more than that. It's more than nothing.
Yeah, bro, because it is a tough thing. You know, you want people to go, oh, because you left to do something, you accomplished what you left to do.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? And so that was in my heart for a while. Like, oh, man. So when I would audition for something and I didn't get it, I would be crushed.
Yeah.
Because I was like, wow, man, how am I ever going to make it? How am I going to make it?
Yeah.
And I think some of us do have that intention, and that's why the work reflects that desperation and need for validation.
Yeah.
But once you I had to go to therapy to work that out.
Uh-huh.
Once you kind of have a self-centered base of self-acceptance and self-love and security and confidence, now you can navigate the business or the journey
just the journey,
which is the real reason why you pursued it. Even though you want the validation, you don't pursue this unless you like to play pretend.
Yeah.
You like to tell jokes.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
You laugh.
Yeah.
It's that simple.
Bro, yeah. That's the real
reason. You did it for
reason.
a trophy? Word.
You didn't really do it for that. You know what I'm saying? But that was like whatever insecurity you had that you didn't work out.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? That was kind of, you say, hey, it could be validated through this. But usually the real reason why you do a thing because you just like the thing.
You just like doing this.
But then sometimes you go, oh, that thing can fix everything.
Yeah. And even to fix everything is just like, you got to pay rent. Like, you know, real life shit come in. So you be like, oh, man, I got to pay rent. So let me blah, blah, blah. It's like, nah, bro. You still, regardless of your thing, you do it because you love it. Mm-hmm. And the bills or whatever responsibilities that you now have accumulated, it's like, those will be there. Mm-hmm. But that has shit to do with why you really do it.
Bro, I was telling somebody earlier who was talking about, like, I've been through different episodes of, like, quitting and coming back, and I feel bad. And I was like, I've quit, like, 8 times.
Yeah.
That's also part of
the journey. Yeah.
That's also
to tell people to look at the camera and be like, y'all quit, like, 8 times. Yeah, and you know what's crazy and I don't think I've ever told you this, the times in which you've quit, because we've talked, I've known you for years, so like we've had those conversations. I can remember a couple where you was like, I think it's it for me, you know what I mean? And sometimes you quitting kept me from quitting. Because I might have been thinking the same thing, but you were so invested in quitting, I was like, nah, I can't quit. Because Quan quit, and what we gonna do if I quit too? So I'm gonna keep going because he said, you know what I mean? And sometimes it be that. Sometimes it be because for sure, bro, I think people don't always acknowledge the overall journey of like, yo, you gotta go through the highs and the lows. Because you said something earlier about, you know, we all get into it like thinking that you're special thing. I believe that we actually are special, but you gotta learn the story of what it means to be special.
Right, and that often equates to a lot of work.
Yeah. It's wild work, bro.
A lot of work.
You want to be good.
And that's what's interesting. Because you're right. We all are special.
Yeah.
But if you want to show people you're special, The only thing that you have to have something that everybody else doesn't have. We all got a little spark. Look at me. Look what I can do.
Yeah.
But everybody don't have the same work ethic.
And you gotta if there's a spark for people to really see, you can't see a spark from far. Like you know what I mean? Like a black analogy.
Yeah.
A spark, you gotta be this close to really see it. But you want people to see that shit gotta be a flame. It has to be burning.
And you gotta keep hitting the rocks.
Yeah.
I know this is how you make fire. That's how you make fire. Believe me.
Yo, for real.
I didn't move for nothing.
For real. You gotta find out what burns, what gets you to shine the bright for this analogy. You gotta find out what burns the brightest for you. Because you might not be the rock on this. You might be just gasoline on a towel and just like trying to cover it, making sure it don't go out.
Stop putting water over here. This is for gas only.
Yo, but that's the truest thing,
I'm
bro.
trying to show y'all something.
Yeah, you might just be a fucking bright flashlight, nigga, but there's a flashlight that you get in the store, and there's that, you know, that powerful one that's like, you could see in the middle.
Like the police flashlight?
Yeah, like no, there's a real strong one that you could put like outside in like the woods, and it brightens up everything.
Floodlight, I think.
And that's like, you could be that for this analogy that we're talking about. It's like, but you got
that's for shooting trespassers.
That's
what that's for, bro.
That's funny because that makes me think someone went to Walmart or someone's like, hey, I need a light to help me shoot my trespassers.
And the guy at Walmart said, I know just the thing.
And then the guy who invented it also said, we need this.
Do you need help identifying trespassers? Well, fear no more. We've got the light for you. Only at Walmart for $99.99.
Oh, shit. Because now, this is comedic mind. I'm saying, oh, there was a guy that had a trespasser and said, it's too dark.
I wanted to shoot that son bitch, but I couldn't see him.
Ducked out into the bushes. Dude, the bush like this. Whoa!
And he put up the light. Yeah, this motherfucker never get away again.
Yeah. That's so funny.
All
But
right.
it's the truth.
I think this is our stopping point
Yeah.
because
Run out. Okay. Oh, there we go. Oops. All right. So we enjoyed this. I think this is a solid episode, regardless of what happened here.
we got some technical difficulties.
I'm hoping that didn't mess anything up.
But we still got this, and we're working it out.
Yes.
Thank y'all for tuning in to another episode
Of the podcast.
The podcast.
We'll figure out a title later.